And you said that Yosef was put in
31st of December, Rabbi Furst, Mishnah Berurah.
They were buried in that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, here we are. This is again Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshiva Tzamenavshi, in Yerushalayim here of Zoom, our second shir this morning. Mishnah Berurah, we're learning in Siman Kuf Nun Vav. Siman Kuf Nun Vav. We'll be learning we'll learn the Mechaber for a moment, review that, and then we're going to go into the Mishnah Berurah. Goes into details, many details, all very important things. It's worth learning this, not just once, but a person could spend time on this every day, be a different person. But as you'll see as we get further on with this. Yeah. Lou, I guess if you'd like to read, let's read the Mechaber first of all, review that. Then we'll see the Mishnah Berurah Sivkat and Dalet.
Okay, Kuf Nun Dalet. V'chava shel ir af al pi
Sorry, Kuf Nun Vav. Kuf Nun Vav.
Sorry, Kuf Nun Vav. Okay, Kuf Nun Dalet. Sorry. Kuf Nun Vav. Achar kach.
Right, that's right. We're starting the Mechaber again.
Pardon?
Yeah, go ahead, start the Mechaber again. We'll review this.
Okay. Yelech la sakav dechol Torah she'ein ima melacha. So afterwards, a person goes to his business. Oh, after he learns Torah, he goes to do his business. That all of the Torah should not be without work.
The call Torah she'im imam malacha seifa levatala. That any Torah that doesn't have along with it some type of means of work, a livelihood, seifa ultimately will become bottle.
In the end, it will become nullified. Okay. Any Torah that does not is not accompanied by work will become bottle. We go reres avon, and it will be a cause of sin. Ki ha'oni ha'ani Ya'virenu al davar das kono, because a poor person transgresses the will, I guess, the will of Hashem.
Right, poverty. Oini, not a proportion, but poverty. Poverty in general is conducive to having people violate the will of a Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Mikol makom lo yaseh melachto ikar ela arai. Nevertheless, he should not do work as the main thing. Rather, it should be temporary, or I guess secondary. The Torah so keva, his Torah should be fixed. Zeh v'zeh yis kayem biado. This and this established in his hand. So in other words, even though he's got to have some kind of livelihood to go along with his Torah learning, he should make sure that the livelihood is secondary and the Torah is well established and fixed.
Right.
V'yisa v'yitain be'emunah. And he should do this yitain by giving faith.
Well,
By having
his Yisav Yitain Be'emuna, his business dealings, literally Yisav Yitain, his giving and his taking should be with honest, should be honest.
should be I see bemuna as in faithful. He should be faithful to his customers or his people he interacts with.
Yeah,
But
in all aspects, his employees, his partners, his customers, his clients,
right,
in all aspects. That the famous mice with Rav Yisrael Salanter, that after a while of learning uh, in the Koilel, so one of the students of Yisrael Salanter asked him for a bracha. He was going to go out to business. He was going to go out to business. So he had to start supporting his family on a more major uh, scale than previous. So Rabbi Yisrael Salata asked him, did he study Hoshen Mishpat? So he said, no. So he said, how can you go out to business? How could you go to business without studying Hoshen Mishpat? Would you think of becoming a shochet without learning the laws of Shechita? Would you think of becoming a sofer without learning the laws of Safras? So how can you go to business without learning the laws of Hoshen Mishpat? The laws of Hoshen Mishpat are no less important or serious than the laws of Shechita or Safras, or a person wants to become a Moyel. What do you think of becoming a Moyel without learning the laws of Bris Milah? So that put a damper on the person's desire to go out to business. So,
right.
Yeah. Take a look here in Mr. Sifkat and Dalit. Now, this is going to be a lengthy explanation of this and many other things which are also very relevant.
Be'emuna. Hayinu shelo yimatzei be'isko shum gazal vitar mis. It is that he should not, there should not be found, what is be'isko?
In his business, in his involvements, in his business dealings.
In his business dealings, any theft or deceit. V'gam al zeh sho alin lo la'adam bish'as hadin. And also concerning this, what's shoalin?
They're asked. They ask a person b'shas din. Kamo Amar Chazal.
At the time of judgment.
Right, when a person is judged after 120 years, after his final judgments are taking place, when he reaches the heavenly court, they're going to ask him a series of questions, and he's going to have to supply answers to those questions. And one of them is going to be, did he do his business dealings truthfully, honestly?
Right. Kamo she'amru Chazal, as is stated by Chazal, v'hinei yesh kama mitzvos tidirios. There are a number of regular mitzvahs.
Like the tediros are like very frequent. There are many frequent mitzvahs, asing, beloving, positive mitzvahs and negative mitzvahs.
Frequent. Positive and negative. Shemu talos al hadam. What's mutalos?
Which are incumbent upon a person.
Which are incumbent on a man, on a person, to be done. Ula hizaher bahen b'chol ace ve'enan muva'os b'hashulchan aruch. They're incumbent upon a man to do them with enthusiasm.
And that they're incumbent upon a person, right? And he's Lazard, and he must be careful from them. He must be careful of them. He has to be careful for them. But call Ace, he has to be careful for them at all times. That you're thinking of the word zerizus. Zerizus is enthusiastic.
Right.
This is zahir. This is zahir. This is our to be careful from them.
I see. That he should do them carefully at all times, that he should not. What is muvaos?
The enu muvo is for Shulchan Aruch, and they're not brought down. They're not cited in the Shulchan Aruch. Many mitzvahs are required of us, both positive mitzvahs and negative mitzvahs, and but nevertheless, as frequent as they are and as important as they are, they're not. There's no explanation of these mitzvahs or prohibitions in the Shulchan Aruch.
So we have to be careful with them because they're not in the Shulchan Aruch.
Well, no, these are mitzvahs that are positive mitzvahs or negative mitzvahs, and we need to be careful about them. But we're just being told that you're not. Don't think you'll find these mitzvahs delineated for yourself in the Shulchan Aruch. They won't be there. You need to find other places to find these mitzvahs. But that's what the Mishnah is going to do now. He's going to give us an extremely lengthy list of all these mitzvahs.
V'kama mehen I'm sorry, het tikan ha magain Avraham, and many of them, what is het tikan?
Have been quoted by the Magen Avraham.
Have been quoted by the Magen Avraham. Mi divrei Harambam. In the words of from the words of the Rambam, Usha'are ha-rishonim, and the first gates.
No, and Shar other Rishonim, other early authorities. Good morning again, man. We lost you for a while. See you back.
Yeah, thank you.
we're in the Mishnah Berurah there, if you remember, Kufnun, Siman Kufnun Vav, we're in Sivkat and Daled of the Mishnah Berurah, about 5-6 lines into the Mishnah Berurah Sivkat and Vav, Daled.
Dalit. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, sure.
V'chein kama hanihagos tovos hamuzkarim b'divrei Hazal. And so there are a number of hanihagos is customs.
Hanhagos are like behaviors. Became kama hanhagos toivos, and also many good behaviors.
Behaviors that are good. Hamuz Karim B'divrei Zal, that are mentioned in the words of Chazal.
That's right.
L'chein lo echdal gam kain mila atik miktsas me hadvarim ho. And similarly, what is echdal?
To refrain from.
We don't refrain from gam kain so much.
Likewise, and therefore, lo yachdio, we will not refrain from mentioning these things
A little bit.
Yeah, as well. Some of these things, right?
Here we're going to mention them a little bit of them here.
Right.
Kasav Harambam, it's written in the Rambam, Perek Vav, Mehilchos Deos Halacha Bet, Mitzvahs Asay Lahad Lehi Da Bek Bachachamim. It's a positive commandment. What is this lahida bake?
From devik, they called in this country, glue is called devik, right?
Glue.
Right. So here, like the bake is to join or to connect.
It's a positive mitzvah to join or connect with the sages and their students. Kedei lilmod mi ma'asehem, in order to learn from their actions. Ki'inyan shene'amar uvo tadbak seedbak.
Right. Uvo sidbak. That's a pasuk. Right. Lo sidbak. That if you want, I'll tell you exactly where it is. You can mark it down. You can look it up when you have a moment. right? So I would believe that that's in Devarim. That's in Devarim, Perik Yud Pasuk Chaf. Take a look if you have a chance over there.
Devarim Yud Chaf. Okay. The Chi of Shar, and it is possible.
Oh well, okay. So once this is going to be one second. This is going to be a further explanation, but just to begin with. So the first thing mentioned, the first thing the Chafetz Chaim is mentioning is you see is the Rambam again that it's a positive mitzvah that a person should connect, join themselves, associate with the Chachamim and the Talmideim in order that you should learn from their Maisim, right? That in general, there are so many things that a person has to learn, so many things a person has to try and do to fulfill the will of Hakadosh Baruch Hu. And as we just learned, that many of these things are not even in the Shulchan Aruch, right? That are frequent and necessary upon a person to be careful about. So the first and most foremost step that a person can take to try and ensure that he's going to be fulfilling the will of Hakadosh Baruch Hu properly is to get himself associated and have a close relationship with Talmidei Chachamim and their Talmidim, because then he's going to be able to be in a situation where he's going to be able to learn from their ways. And everything is relative. It depends. Look, if there's no doubt that if a person he's living far from a environment where there are people who are observant in a high and proper degree to the Torah and its mitzvahs, he should get himself out of where he is and move to a place. If he's out there somewhere in Honolulu, so he should move himself to Lakewood, right, or Muncie, or Yerushalayim, Bnei Brak. There's no doubt about it, right? That's the first and foremost step that he can take in improving his spiritual life, his physical life as well.
Either that or get on Zoom.
Yeah, that's it'll work for an extent, but I don't know if it's exactly, it's not exactly a replacement of the real thing. But if you it's true, if you can't do any better than that, if a person some reason he's stuck there in Hawaii, he's like he's a volcano watcher. His job is to work for the National Geographical Society, and he has to watch volcanoes for a living. So he's not going to find too many in Yerushalayim or Lakewood. So, but maybe he can watch his volcanoes on Zoom and do the opposite.
There you go.
Yeah,
That way he doesn't have to worry about being burned by the lava.
that's right.
Especially in Hawaii.
So, but when you look, as we're setting out on that, I said this is going to be a quite detailed Mr. Brewer over here. So we have to realize that the Chafetz Chaim is and the other Rishonim that the poskim made this compendium of all these very important mitzvahs. They're doing this in a way that a person really, if his real goal is to grow spiritually, right? So this first very primary mitzvah of being close to Talmidei Chachamim is primary. So that should be the guiding principle of his life. Meaning, first of all, he should get himself in an environment where he's going to be able to learn from other people. Okay, I know about Shuvi once mentioned that when he was on the early roads of his getting close to keeping Torah and mitzvahs, so he really didn't know too much at all, but he had a certain choice about working in a ski what is it called there, a ski
resort.
Sorry.
yeah, there you go, a ski resort somewhere in New York or Vermont or something like that, and So the job was almost in the bag. All they had to do was like, go to meet the manager of the place and they closed the deal. But he told me that he came to the outskirts of the town and he took a look at the plaque that had all the various different institutions of the town, Kiwanis Club and this, that, and and all these places. And he didn't see any vestige of any Jewish, no, not even a temple, not even a congregation, nothing. So he kind of made up his mind. He's trying to get close to knowing what to do with his Jewish spiritual life, and he didn't know what to do exactly. But all he knew, he was explaining that all he knew was he had to get close to people that were keeping Torah and mitzvahs, because he didn't know what to do. So he said this place was not really for him. So he never took the job, and so he pulled himself out of that. But that's the first and most foremost thing. You have to get close to somebody, even if it's the rabbi of your shul. Like, he's not the biggest Talmud Chacham in the world, right? But he's knowledgeable. He's more knowledgeable than you, right? So get close to him. Get as close as you can to him. Ask what you can do to help him. Get him a cup of coffee. Listen, he gives a shir. Listen to his shirim, right? And just ingratiate yourself to those who are knowledgeable of Torah more than you, and keep growing and go higher and higher, and then you'll be able to achieve your spiritual goals. That's the very first step. Ooh. And I guess that's going to be the end of our share today. We'll have to stop here.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Continue to thank you, Lou. Very good. Thank
Okay,
you.
very good. Have a good day.
Thank you, both of you as well, Mitzvah Shem. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you all tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem.
Very good. Be well.
Okay.
Be well. Shukra. Shalom. Bye.